Hello folks, thanks for stopping by. I'm starting a week-long fishing adventure on the Nature Coast of Florida. So basically from Tallahassee down towards Steinhatchee. And I'm camping out of my truck, which is a habitat on the back of it. And I'm gonna be fishing from my skiff. I'm targeting trout, of course. There are redfish here as well, and other fish. So really needed a vacation. I'm really looking forward to this. So stick around. Hopefully I'll be able to show you some great fishing. There we go. First fish hooked. And it's a sea bass. So I started the morning with a bit more breeze than I'd hoped, but off of the shoreline a couple miles here, this is a big grass flat, clear water. I can see the grass, the seagrass down there. It is a little hazardous here. There's a lot of boulders. Yes, this is not Louisiana. They have actual rocks out here. So been going cautiously, but that's what I've come out here to do, fish grass flats. And I'm gonna see if I can't locate some fish. First speckled trout. How's the trip? It's a little one. Oh, that's just a ladyfish there. Got myself a pretty strong fish. It's not that big of a fish. Guess it's a jack, maybe. Yeah, I suppose it's a jack. So this is the fourth species of fish I've caught. This is a jack. So I've been throwing the small 18 mirror lure. I'm gonna switch to this 27. Most of my bites have been off of a soft plastic on a jig, quarter-ounce jig. A couple trout that way, but not knowing this area, and it really kind of a new kind of fishing. I'm just drifting the flat to see if I can locate a depth at which the trout would be hanging, and I'm starting really shallow and working my way out. So the 27 casts a long way, so I like that aspect of this bait. Oh boy. I threw this thing. Uh-oh. And I hope this isn't a Jack Crevalle. I think it probably is. Well, my 27 immediately produced a fish, because as soon as the bait hit the water on about the third cast, this thing hooked up. So hey, this might be a cobia. I think this is a freaking cobia. This cobia is not ready to come in. I might have to wear him out a lot more than I am now. Wow, that might even be in. to check the legal size. That might be even be a legal size cobia. Close. Boy. Who's going to win this battle here? I'm beginning to wonder who it's going to be. Got it. Oh man. Oh. Holy mackerel. That is a serious fish. I caught a cobia. Unbelievable. There's a cobia. Dang. I know this is a really good eating fish, but no way I'm gonna keep this. I don't even have a box big enough. I have to cut it in half, put it in the box. I'm gonna measure it. I'll give you a reading. I'm gonna turn it loose. There he goes, swimming away nicely. That was my first cobia. The season is open. I could keep one 36-inch minimum fork length, so it was legal by 3 inches. So I caught a legal cobia. I got a nice trout here. So I didn't even fight it. It wasn't. This is a nice trout. Oh man. Oh, boy, my net is angled. This is a nice trout. Oh, this is probably a 20. This might be like a 24-incher. This is a nice trout. There we go. Ooh, that's the biggest trout I've caught in several years. Yep, 24-inch speckled trout. Beautiful fish. That 27 MR27 Mirrodine. Real nice. It's in 3 foot of water on a beautiful grass flat. I'm gonna release this one and enter it into release over 20. Unfortunately, it's gonna go to the Florida guys instead of a Louisiana club, but nonetheless, that's a beautiful release over 20 fish. There she goes. Oh, now I'm watching her down there on the grass, so perfectly camouflaged. What an incredible fish. All right, well, I've already achieved one of my goals, to catch a bigger trout. I know 24 is not huge for here, but that's big from what I'm normally catching in Louisiana. And I had really just recovered from fighting that cobia, and threw it out there, and that big girl took that 27. I thought it was a little fish. It came in with me. When I first hooked up, I thought, oh, this is a 11-inch trout. But she was just swimming at me, and then she decided she didn't want to be by the boat and went for some big runs. So, wow, great morning so far. I've been getting blow-ups, and I hooked 2 blow-ups and missed them. Oh, that was a ladyfish. Oh, great. I thought it was a trout. I did not know a ladyfish would hit a topwater. Let's hope some of the other blow-ups were trout, not ladyfish. Got a trout this time on this topwater. We'll see. It's not a big one, but I think this is a trout. Looks like a trout. Yeah, it is definitely a trout. Yeah, probably a 15-incher. 14. Beautiful. Oh, that might even be oh, that's bigger than I thought. Wow. That's a nice fish. Yeah, they always look smaller in the water here in this super clear water. That's a nice fish. There's a 17-inch trout on that she-dog topwater. I was really interested. I've been getting a few blow-ups. One of them was a ladyfish. The others I didn't get, but the trout are here, and this is an area that's about 2.5 feet deep, flat, and there's not a lot of floating grass because it's up near the north shore. The wind was blowing from the north this morning, and out deeper it's too much grass to throw a topwater. So beautiful start with the topwater. Lately, the last few stops I've made, the topwater definitely getting the most attention. It's not necessarily, I mean, it's typical with topwater. You only get a small fraction often. I guess it depends on the day, but you might only get a small fraction of the hits. But that was a massive strike just a second ago there. You look down in the water there, you'll see rocks. A lot of rocks. That's why this place called the Rock Garden. They have big boulders too that are actually showing up on the sonar, on the navigation app. There we go. Finally. Oh man. Come on. I actually had him hooked for a moment there. I don't know what that is. I did go to the Spook Junior. I need to catch one of these fish. Verify whether there's either trout or catfish or what. I mean, they are aggressive. Well, finally caught one in here, topwater, and it's of course a ladyfish. Finally caught a trout on topwater. Well, I had caught one on trap water, but yeah, this is a nice fish. There we go. Yes. All right, there's a 17-inch trout on the topwater. Finally, out of all those strikes, I finally found a trout on the topwater. So there must be trout hitting it. I just haven't been. They haven't been taking it. I'm gonna go back. Starting to get floating grass again, but I had to move out a little bit farther. You get too far in, it's just sand, and that I know that's not a good habitat for trout. Happy to have snagged another fish. Been a while since I caught anything besides ladyfish. That's a 16-inch flounder. Pretty fish. Got a very good take right here. Nice fish, whatever this is. Might be another flounder. This is a strong fish. Whatever this is. I'm in a creek here. Came in here because the flat wasn't doing anything. And caught that nice flounder. Now I have, I don't know what I have here. Maybe it's a redfish. Caught it up by the grass line, so very well could be a redfish. Strong fish, whatever it is. Mostly just been peeling line. Don't think it's a flounder. It would be a monster flounder if it was. Like it popped off. God, I hate that. That was a big fish. Whatever that was. Need a new bait now. It's ripped up. Yeah, I caught it right off the grass line. It could have been a big bull red. Well, the storms, as you can see in the background, chased me off the water. It was just a bit of a run from where I was to get back to the lighthouse and the launch here. So I got a little bit wet. There's a pretty good chop on the bay, and it's a little bit different than, it's a lot different than Louisiana because there's no, I mean, we're just open straight out into the Gulf. But you know, surprisingly, the waves weren't really that big. 2-foot waves maybe, wasn't that bad. But I got back. It was an interesting day. Obviously, two highlights at Cobia and the big trout. Otherwise, I didn't catch a lot of trout. I caught about 4 legal size, so 16 and above, and then you know, a handful of small trout. They really were shallow, like less than 3-foot depth. So I think if I had been on that depth targeting like right away in the morning with topwater, I probably would end up with more trout, but it took me a while to kind of find them. So we'll see what day 2 holds for us, and I'll catch you then.